Hi everyone. In this video lecture, I am going to talk about boiler corrosion. We already discussed about the boiler troubles, scale and sludge formation. In this lecture, I am going to discuss detail about boiler corrosion. So these all are the boiler troubles caused due to feeding of impure water like a dissolved salts or dissolved gases present in the boiler feed water leads to this type of boiler troubles. So in a previous video, I clearly discussed the scale and sludge formation. In this lecture, I'm going to discuss about what are the reason for boiler corrosion, what are the types of boiler corrosion, and how to prevent the boiler corrosion. So boiler corrosion is nothing but decay of boiler material by its environment is termed as boiler corrosion. Otherwise, the destruction of boiler metal due to exposing of corrosive environment and damage the boiler material is termed as boiler corrosion. So the boiler corrosion is causes due to presence of a dissolved oxygen, dissolved carbon dioxide, and dissolved salts. These are the three main reason for boiler corrosion. So boiler corrosion is nothing but the damaging or destructing the boiler metal due to chemical or an electrochemical attack. Okay, so this is about the boiler corrosion. Now we can see one by one how the oxygen present in the boiler feed water will causes boiler corrosion. We already discussed the boiler feed water should be free from a dissolved gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. So if any trace amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide is present in the boiler feed water means it leads to boiler corrosion. So you can see the damage of boiler material due to boiler corrosion. First we can see how corrosion is occurred due to dissolved oxygen. So the dissolved oxygen present in the boiler feed water, it reacts with the boiler metal at higher temperature and hydrolyze the boiler metal to form a ferrous hydroxide. So this ferrous hydroxide further oxidized or it further react with oxygen present in the boiler feed water under higher temperature and pressure. It leads to form a hydrated ferric oxide, that is a rust. So that once a rust is formed, the boiler metal will be damaged. So this is the chemical reaction formed due to oxygen corrosion. So when a water containing dissolved oxygen is heated in the boiler, the dissolved oxygen gets liberated and corrodes the boiler metal. How to remove the dissolved oxygen present in the boiler feed water means we can adopt two way. One is chemical method, another one is a mechanical method. The chemical method is nothing but we can add suitable chemical additives internally to the boiler water. It can remove the oxygen present in the boiler water. By this way, we can remove the dissolved oxygen and prevent the oxygen corrosion. For that, we can use a sodium sulfite and hydrazine. These are the two commonly using chemicals to remove the oxygen present in the boiler. So if you add a sodium sulfite, Na2SO3, it absorbs the oxygen present in the boiler water and convert them into a sodium sulfate, a soluble sodium sulfate. So once a sodium sulfate is formed, It does not harm the boiler. It is a harmless substance. So the harmful oxygen can be converted into sodium sulfate. The another method is hydrazine. It is the commonly used method because the hydrazine treatment, the byproducts are harmless to the boiler. Even if a sodium sulfate is there, very high temperature, it leads to form a caustic soda, that is NaOH. So in order to prevent that, we can use the hydrazine. The hydrazine is highly reactive with oxygen and produce a nitrogen gas and water molecule. So the nitrogen is an inert gas. Once it's come in the water, it can be evolved as a nitrogen gas. It didn't react with boiler material. So the hydrazine is the suitable chemical additives to remove the dissolved oxygen present in the boiler. So this is the chemical method of removing dissolved oxygen, because the dissolved oxygen causes oxygen type of corrosion. And another way of removing the oxygen is mechanical method. So the dissolved oxygen can also be removed from water by mechanical deaeration. Aeration means supply of air. Deaeration means the removal of gas or air in the water. That technique is called as deaeration. So this is the mechanical deaeration method to remove the dissolved oxygen in the boiler feed water. So before feeding the water into the boiler, the water is sent to the mechanical deaeration in order to remove the dissolved gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide. Both the oxygen and carbon dioxide can be removed through this mechanical deaeration process. In this process, water is allowed to fall slowly on the perforated plates fitted inside the tower. Okay, so this is the heater. This is the heating coil. So we can externally heat this heating coil. These are the perforated plate, that is the heating plate. So when your water is feed, when the water is fall on this perforated plate, or it can be spray on the perforated plate, the water flowing down through the perforated plates undergo deaeration at high temperature and low pressure. So the high temperature can be maintained by external source. By supplying an external electrical heater, we can maintain the high temperature. By using the vacuum pump, we can remove the pressure inside the cylinder. So a vacuum is created, so the pressure is also low. So with high temperature and lower pressure, the dissolved oxygens can be eliminated. So the outcoming water will be free from carbon dioxide and dissolved oxygen. Okay, because this is the based on the Dalton's law plus Henry's law. The solubility of a gas in a water is directly proportional to the pressure and inversely proportional to the temperature. So once the pressure is decreases and temperature is increases, means through the vacuum we can suck the oxygen and carbon dioxide present in the boiler feed water. So this is external treating or external treatment method. So before feed the water into boiler, we can send the water into mechanical deaeration technique, and by mechanical deaeration we can remove the dissolved oxygen and carbon dioxide present in the boiler feed water. And next one, we come to the corrosion by dissolved carbon dioxide. So we know the corrosion is caused due to the dissolved oxygen and dissolved carbon dioxide. Both are highly corrosive gases. This dissolved carbon dioxide in the water produce carbonic acid, which is acidic in nature. So the carbon dioxide react with water to produce the carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid is acidic in nature and it capable of corroding the boiler metal. Further, carbon dioxide is also released inside the boiler if boiler feed water contains bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. This calcium and magnesium bicarbonates, on heating with high temperature, it gives corresponding carbonates, calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate, and eliminate the carbon dioxide gas. Again, this carbon dioxide gas reacts with water at higher temperature. It produces the carbonic acid. So it is very harmful to the boiler and it causes a boiler corrosion. How to remove the carbon dioxide means, like oxygen, here also by chemical method and mechanical method, we can remove the carbon dioxide present in the boiler water. The carbon dioxide may be removed by adding a calculated amount of ammonium hydroxide into the water. That is, we can add some ammonium hydroxide to the boiler water. The carbon dioxide can consume by this ammonium hydroxide to form a ammonium carbonate. So the ammonium carbonate is harmless. So the carbon dioxide can be converted into ammonium carbonate. By this way, we can chemically remove the presence of carbon dioxide in the boiler water. The another method, by mechanical deaeration, like oxygen, we can mechanically deaerate the carbon dioxide present in the boiler water. Okay. Next, you come to the corrosion by dissolved salts. So first two type of corrosion is caused due to dissolved oxygen and dissolved carbon dioxide. The third type of corrosion is happening due to a dissolved salts, presence of dissolved salts in the boiler feed water. So especially the salts like magnesium and calciums will capable of producing a boiler corrosion. For example, if a magnesium chloride is present in the boiler feed water, very trace amount, it capable of liberating a hydrochloric acid, because the magnesium chloride hydrolyzes at higher temperature to form magnesium hydroxide. This is also a scale forming substance, and hydrochloric acid. So the liberated acid reacts with iron material of the boiler in a chain like reaction and producing HCl again and again. So the more quantity of HCl is generated, so it can be shown in the reaction. So the presence of small amount of magnesium chloride will causes corrosion of iron to a large extent by way of a chain reaction. So the Fe reacts with HCl to produce a ferrous chloride and hydrogen. This ferrous chloride again hydrolyzed at higher temperature to form a ferrous hydroxide and HCl. So this HCl again vulnerable and it go and attack the iron metal. So the corrosion goes on continuously. So very trace amount of magnesium chloride leads to a large extent of corrosion in the boiler. Okay. So how to remove this hydrochloric acid means, so the corrosion by acids can be avoided by the addition of dilute alkali to the boiler water. By treating with dilute NaOH and KOH, it can be done by a volumetric analysis. First, you can calculate the strength of HCl. With that strength of HCl, the equivalent sodium hydroxide can be added. By this way, we can neutralize the HCl present in the boiler water. By this way, we can remove the amount of HCl present in the boiler feed water. Thank you. So in this video lecture, we discussed boiler corrosions. That is, boiler corrosion is happening due to presence of dissolved oxygen and dissolved carbon dioxide and dissolved salts. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much.